Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Wednesday, December 8th, 2021. I am Fredicia Liebert. Tuesday, December 7th, saw Premier and Minister of Finance, the Honourable Mark Brantley, tabling the draft estimates for 2022 as he delivered the NIA's budget address during a sitting of the Nevis Island Assembly. The Minister of Finance was also the mover of the Nevis Appropriation 2022 Ordinance 2021, which appropriates certain sums of money for the use of the public service of the island of Nevis for the financial year commencing on January 1st, 2022 and ending on December 31st, 2022. Premier Brantley outlined the major allocations in expenditure.
The Office of the Premier is allocated funding in the amount of $7.7 million, representing 3.4% of the total budget. Included in this amount are funds allocated to support the security services and the expansion of our CCTV program to fight against criminal activities. The Ministry of Finance is allocated funding in the amount of $82.8 million, representing 36.3% of the total budget. Included in this amount of funds allocated to meet our debt servicing obligations. The Ministry of Communications and Works is allocated funding in the amount of $32.4 million, representing 14.2% of the total budget. Included in this amount of funds allocated for our infrastructure development program, namely the upgrading of our road network, maintaining of government buildings, and other structures along with provisions for upgrading our water services. The Ministry of Agriculture is allocated funding in the amount of $12.6 million, representing 5.5% of the total budget. Included in this amount of funds allocated for our food sustainability and security, disaster mitigation, upgrading of our processing facilities, and initial preparation for the construction of a new Ministry of Agriculture office building.
He also outlined the allocations for the Ministries of Health and Gender Affairs, Tourism, Education, Library Services and Information Technology, and Social Development, Culture, Youth and Sports.
The Ministry of Health and Gender Affairs is allocated funding in the amount of $34 million, representing 14.9% of the total budget. Included in this amount of funds allocated for improvements to our healthcare facilities, procurement of specialized equipment and supplies as a direct response to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, along with the final completion of the internal layout for the Alexandra Hospital project. The Ministry of Tourism is allocated funding in the amount of $5.2 million, representing 2.3% of the total budget. Included in this amount of funds allocated for the repositioning of our tourism sector so as to recapture the momentum of the pre-COVID-19 era and for maintaining our various tourism products on the island to enhance our visitor experience. The Ministry of Education, Library Services and Information Technology is allocated funding in the amount of $33.7 million, representing 14.8% of the total budget. Included in this amount are funds allocated for the delivery of quality education to our people, repositioning of the education system by adopting online platforms in support of the virtual classroom, executing work under the CDB TVET enhancement program, and general maintenance of our educational facilities. The Ministry of Social Development, Culture, Youth and Sports is allocated funding in the amount of $15.7 million, representing 6.9% of the total budget. Included in this amount are funds allocated for the delivery of our social protection agenda, reorienting our at-risk youth, and improvements to sporting facilities.
The expenditure budget for the upcoming fiscal year is set at $229,044,850. Wednesday, December 8th marks the debut of Nevis Nice, a new promotional video produced and distributed by the Nevis Tourism Authority. Nevis Nice delightfully showcases the island's laid-back appeal, with footage conveying its innate beauty and charismatic culture. In conjunction with the inaugural presentation of the Nevis Nice video, the Nevis Tourism Authority invites its Facebook and Instagram followers to share their nicest Nevis memory. Whether the people, the food, or the sights, the contest showcases those attributes that make Nevis a holiday to remember. Participants will be entered for anything that may have left a lasting impression on them, for a chance to win a special keepsake. Jadine Yard, Chief Executive Officer of the NTA, says Nevis is an extraordinary destination with many repeat visitors. The NTA is reminiscing with those who have visited Nevis in the past and are looking to create new memories with future visitors. The island's unique offerings are enjoyed by so many people from all over the world. Nevis followers are encouraged to share a short video tagging at Nevis Naturally on Instagram or post a photo or video in the comment section on Facebook that illustrates their favorite Nevisian memory. By doing so with the hashtag NevisNice and tagging Nevis Naturally, followers become automatically eligible to win a curated gift bag with Nevisian crafts designed by local artists. 3 winners will be selected at random by the Nevis Tourism Authority. The announcement will be made on January 7th, 2022 on Instagram and Facebook. Still to come,
I must say that I am extremely thankful for the library and the staff here.
The details right after this break.
Last year we did it virtually, but this year you can join in on the fun. Experience the sweet rhythm of the string band, dance with the colorful masquerades, and feast on Christmas dishes while listening to the delightful sounds of our culture. Come, be captivated by our enchanted village. Come, enjoy a classic Nevisian Christmas buffet filled with all things Nevisians enjoy. Come, experience nothing like a Nevisian holiday, an experience of food, culture, music, and Christmas. So please join us on Saturday the 18th of December, 3 p.m. at the Hermitage for only $10 EC. Come, join us and experience just why there's nothing like a Nevisian holiday.
Welcome back. The Nevis Public Library hosted an appreciation ceremony for its staff on Monday, December 6th at the library. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Kevin Barrett, registered his appreciation to the staff.
You have done an incredible job navigating through the pandemic, and I believe that every one of you deserve this day off and this recognition. And I must thank Mrs. Paris again for putting this all together, and all the staff who came up with the ideas and the decorations and the little stickers on the chairs and all of these things. It shows me how creative you are. And I know Mrs. Paris as well spoke about doing it internal, and so it was not anything that would touch the budget in a way that would be significant. And when I saw this, I must thank you. And thank you for just being the type of staff you are. You have gone through this pandemic. You have not shied away from your responsibilities. You have made yourself put yourself up to the task of reaching our children and all those who are coming to the library, and you have done such a remarkable job, and you do deserve this.
The Junior Minister of Education, the Honorable Troy Liburd, was also present and delivered brief remarks.
We really appreciate the work that the library staff continues to do. We hear about some of the other departments in the government. They're always out there in the public, so people speak about them a lot. The library is sort of unsung because you are here, and for the most part, people have to come to you. I know there are a lot of things that we do in the past with the kids and so on, and because of the pandemic, we have not been able to do some of those things in person. I know that you have found ways to be innovative and to do certain things virtually. But hopefully things look to be on the mend. We seem to be looking up, so hopefully in 2022 we would be back to some of those, things that we enjoy doing, the interaction that we can have with the children.
A number of awards of recognition were presented to the staff. The Christmas season is approaching, and the Nevis Abattoir and Meat Processing Plant is urging the public to place their orders for its processed meat products. To ensure that requests are filled on time, the division is presently accepting orders.
Last year, we sold approximately 431 hams. I think that was a record year for us. So what I do, I use that gauge 431 and increase maybe another 25% on it. So this year we're targeting 431 plus 25%, because you will always have persons who doesn't order and they just walk in and need a ham. So we're going to do some top up on it. For this Christmas though, apart from the smoked hams, we normally do smoked chickens, and these chickens are locally grown. So we do smoked ham, smoked chicken, smoked beef. The beef are normally deli sliced. This is a great product for like sandwiches or pastas, whatever you use it for. And also smoked pork ribs. These products, along with the other fresh products that we sell, the other fresh meats, beef, mutton, and various other products that we have available.
Manager Garfield Griffin wants to remind the public that the abattoir's local meat products are always available for sale.
Not because we're pushing on a big promotion for Christmas. Throughout the year, if you come to the abattoir, hams are always available. With the pork also, we're now doing bacon. We have two types of bacon. We have a pork belly bacon and a pork loin bacon. This is something new that we just started. It's been catching on very well in some of the local hotels, which we're taking most of these products.
The deadline for placing your orders is Monday, December 13th, 2021. Call the Nevis Abattoir and Meat Processing Plant at 469-5521 extension 6520 or 669-2903 or 669-8726. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Liebert. Thank you for viewing.